Welcome to my channel. Today we will study electric generator. An electric generator converts mechanical or kinetic energy into electrical energy. Two fixed strong magnets, which are permanent magnets, they are placed with their opposite poles facing each other. The magnetic field is concentrated to the coil by the structure of the soft iron, that is, they are curved inwards. Both AC or DC generators work on the principle of electromagnetic induction and are essentially electrical motors working in reverse. Now, an alternating EMF can be induced by rotating either a coil in the magnetic field or by rotating a magnetic field within a stationary coil. That is, in some cases the conductor moves, in other the field lines move. Alternatively, we may say that the flux linking an area changes. Now, generators supply power or electricity to anything that requires AC supply, like lights and fans in houses, or large motors and air conditioners, or air conditioning systems in an industry. Now, power stations supply electricity to thousands of houses by spinning a giant turbine. A coil of wire is attached to the turbine and placed in a magnetic field to generate electricity. As turbine spins, coil spins, and it produces an electric current which is used to light up things. Now, this electrical current is produced through electromagnetic induction, which is a technology that was discovered by Michael Faraday more than 200 years ago. Now, these devices are called electric generators. Today, we will consider and discuss the case when a rectangular coil rotates in a magnetic field. Now, consider a coil that rotates in a magnetic field. Each end of the coil is connected to a slip ring. The slip rings rotate with the coil and press against stationary carbon brushes. Each side of the coil always makes contact with the same brush. Now, what will happen if you rotate the coil at a steady speed? As it turns, the flux linkage of the coil constantly changes and the pointer on the ammeter swings from side to side, showing that alternating current or AC is induced. Therefore, in an AC generator, the electrical current reverses its direction periodically. We will also study a graph that will show how the size of the induced EMF changes as the coil rotates, makes one rotation in the magnetic field, and one complete rotation of the coil gives one cycle of AC. Now, electric generators are of two types, AC generator and DC generator. Now, let's see what is the difference between these two generators. In an AC generator, we use slip rings, and in a DC generator, we use split rings or a commutator. Now, let's see what is the difference between these two. A slip ring is a continuous ring, whereas a commutator is segmented. Slip rings provide a continuous transfer of power, signals or data. Brushes and slip rings arrangement is shown for an AC generator here. Each ring is connected to one wire only. See here. Each ring is connected to one wire. This one is connected to this wire and this wire is connected to this ring. Now, commutator is a device or attachment for reversing the direction of flow of electric current through which electrical connection is made and which ensures the current flows as direct current. Also known as split ring, as it has a gap. See this gap. A commutator reverses the direction of the current every 180 degree, and so the output is DC. The slip rings are used in any application that includes a rotating platform, from industrial to wind turbines, in medical imaging machines like CT, MRI, and even in amusement park rides. They can also transmit analog and digital signals from temperature sensors and have many other uses as well. Now, this is a layout of an AC generator. See these slip rings, these are carbon brushes, and this is the front view of slip ring. And this is layout of a DC generator where we use split ring commutator. See the gaps, okay? And this is the load. This is coil These are two permanent magnets. These are carbon brushes which are colored in gray, and this is the wire. Same, this wire coming through this brush and this wire is coming through this brush. Now this is the graph for an AC generator, the output from an AC generator. See, this is time axis and this is EMF. This is peak EMF denoted by E0, and one time period is equal to one complete cycle in which a coil rotates. Okay, one complete rotation of the coil gives rise to these values of EMF. See, the EMF is alternating, and this time period is equal to 2 pi over W, where W is the angular frequency. And this is the DC output from a DC generator. These are split ring. This is split ring commutator. These are brushes. This is angular frequency, and this is the load. Now see the different orientations of the coil during one complete rotation. These are three orientations. Now you may see that the rate of change of flux linkage is maximum when the coil is moving through the horizontal position. One side is cutting rapidly downwards from here, whereas the other is cutting rapidly upwards. In this position, we get a large induced EMF. As the coil moves through the vertical position, what will happen? The rate of change of flux is zero. The sides of the coil are moving parallel to the field lines. So when the sides of the coil are moving parallel to the field lines, not cutting them, then what will happen? There is hardly any change in the flux linkage. Okay. Now this is the graphical representation of the flux linkage and the corresponding values of induced EMF. Okay. So changes in the magnetic flux linking a coil gives rise to an alternating EMF. Now what is this? These are the orientations of the coil, okay, in one complete rotation. These are vertical positions and these are horizontal. Now according to Faraday's law, what happens? The induced EMF which is produced is equal to minus rate of change of flux linking the coil. Now in first case, see here, in this position, when the flux linking the coil is maximum, the rate of change of flux is zero when the wire or coil is in the vertical position. Hence the induced EMF will be zero. Now in second case, when the coil is in the horizontal position, when the flux linking the coil is zero, what will happen? The rate of change of flux will be maximum, and hence the induced EMF is also maximum. So in one complete cycle, you can see varying EMF. Okay. And so we can see that for a coil like this, we get a varying EMF. This is how alternating current is generated. In practice, sometimes it's simpler to keep the large coil fixed and spin an electromagnet inside. Now in the next slide, we will discuss an example, and we will also see how can we increase the size of the peak EMF. We have studied that induced EMF is equal to minus rate of change of flux. Now the basic equation from where we derived this equation is induced EMF is equal to BANW sine theta, where theta is the angle between plane of the coil and field lines. B is the flux density in Tesla, A is the area, N is the number of turns, W is the angular frequency. Now we know that maximum value of sine is 1, and it will be 1 when theta will be 90 degrees. That is, B and A are at right angle to each other. In that case, this equation will reduce to this equation, and it will give the maximum value of induced EMF, which is denoted by E0. So at this point, the wires of the coil are cutting through the flux at right angles. Now what we can do to increase the size of this induced EMF, this peak value of EMF? It is obvious that this peak EMF depends upon 4 factors. So in order to increase the size of the peak EMF, we need to increase each of this factor. Okay. Like we use a coil with more number of turns. We use a coil with a large cross-sectional area. We will increase the strength of the magnetic field, and we will increase the frequency of rotation of the coil. Okay, thank you for watching.